Okay, this is Jackson with Sharp Roofing. We're at 1335 Homestead Drive in Palm Harbor. This is the roofing digital analysis of the Johnson residence. As you can see here, beautiful home in Palm Harbor. Crew needs to be mindful as usual of the driveway. Garage door, light sconces on each side of the garage door. Not sure if this bin will be here or not when we arrive. Be careful of the walkway on the way in. We do have hanging gutters here and a little bit on the other side. We'll head up the ladder quickly because the rain's coming. We need to be mindful as usual of the nice foliage in the front. This is your eave. This is where you have air intake. Air comes in here in modern roofing and goes out your ridge venting on the top. We'll talk about that in a moment. Our license is to work from the bottom of this fascia board to your ridge. We must check for structural integrity of your fascia board and your wood decking underneath your shingles throughout the system. We cannot leave wood rot. We will not leave wood rot. It's the first thing the inspector looks for when you have your what's called dry-in inspection. You'll have 3 inspections, and that's the second inspection, most important. We'll talk about that when we sit down. This piece of metal right here, it's currently brown, wraps around the entirety of your home. It's called drip edge. We're going to replace that as part of the job. Now, as we move up top, what we have here is an asphalt architectural shingle system on a 412 pitch throughout the system. Here are your your hanging gutters. They'll stay right where they are. Then you have some hanging gutters over here. They'll stay right where they are. Now, there's another roofing system back here. It's called a SIP panel system, self-insulated panels. We do not work on these. The only person you want working on these are the people that installed these, okay? So we'll leave those right where they are. You can tell some work has been done here at one time. This is a shake wood colored shingle by GAF. That's what the replacement would be. Now, regarding your roofing penetrations, you've got 1, 2, 3 off-ridge vents, all right? Recommendation is going to be to tear those off, replace them, deck over them. You won't know they had ever been here. And we're going to run shingle over ridge vent down this nice long ridge, and possibly this ridge here over the garage. In modern roofing, in 2020, quality roofers use shingle over ridge vent. I'll show it to you when we sit down. It provides maximum airflow as we're forcing the air to come in your eaves, like I stopped down there and showed you all the little holes, and then comes out the top, your ridge, okay? It's the highest point. It's where hot air wants to come out. You've also got a 10-inch GRV here we're going to replace. You've got a 3-inch plumbing stack with a lead boot around it. We're going to replace that lead boot. We're going to paint it a color that will help blend in with your roofing system. You've also got 1, 2, 3, 4 2-inch lead boots. We're going to replace those and do the same thing. All right, this is the other hanging gutter system that will stay right where it is. All right. Okay, now we'll talk about ridge venting when we sit down. When we look at end of life of a system of this type, there's 2 major things we look for. Number 1, granular loss, and that's why you see all the black in here. This is heavy granular loss. That's normal for a roof of this age. You lose the granules, you lose the reflection of the sun's radiation, and quickly the underlying asphalt and fiber mesh is eaten through by the sun's radiation. The granules are the sunscreen of the shingle. They provide the multi-decade lifetime of the roofing system. Very few things in your life last as long as roofing systems do that you purchase during your lifetime. So we want these granules to stay on as long as possible. They're coming off just due to age. It happens over time. Now, another thing we look for, and the only reason I hadn't tested for this earlier, well, see, there's one right there. It's called loss of adhesion, okay? And I'm sure, yep, there's more there. All right, and I'm sure you have it on the system because it's very common to have it on systems of this age. See, it's starting to come up right there. And that's very normal. There's another one right there. The problem here, I'll just show you on this one, is your adhesion line is here, this glistening black part right here. Brand new shingles stick down super tight, so 130 mile an hour up to 130 mile an hour winds can't get under here. Wherever wind goes, water goes. So that means even in a rainstorm like this, on a roof this size, in my professional experience, you've got 75 to 100 plus of these where you have loss of adhesion due to age. All right, this roof is at the end of useful life, and that's why. So water's going under here. Wherever wind goes, water goes. So rainstorm like today is going to happen. Rain's going to land, wind's going to blow on it. It's going to blow it right up underneath these shingles where you have loss of adhesion, and ends up touching nail heads. All right, these nail heads, this one's starting to rust because water's been getting to it because of loss of adhesion. Then you have water intrusion, which leads to wood rot in your wood decking. and quite possibly mold and mildew in your system, and we don't want that either. Water molecule is just too tiny. Every time it touches a nail head, it's going to get in. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Okay, so due to those two determining factors, in my professional opinion, this roof should absolutely be replaced because of heavy granular loss and loss of adhesion throughout the system. My name is Jackson. I'm with Sharp Roofing. Number is 813-767-0852. My email address is jackson@sharproof.com. Thank you very much.